It was a warm summer evening when a group of 5 teenagers, Jake, Mia, Ryan, Sarah, and Ben, decided to take out Jake's parents' boat. The shimmering lake, surrounded by thick woods, had always been a source of adventure, but that night it felt different. The air was heavy, and a strange fog began to roll in as they set off, laughter echoing over the water. "Let's go to the old fishing spot," Ryan suggested, his eyes glinting with excitement. They all agreed, eager to break free from the monotony of their small town. The thrill of sneaking out was intoxicating, and they felt invincible as they cruised across the glassy surface. As they reached the secluded spot, the sun dipped below the horizon, casting eerie shadows across the lake. They anchored the boat and started fishing, the sounds of nature surrounding them. Suddenly, Mia noticed something moving beneath the surface, a dark shape shifting in the water. "Hey guys, look over there." She pointed, her voice barely above a whisper. "Probably just a big fish," Jake shrugged, trying to sound brave. But deep down, an unsettling feeling crept into the pit of his stomach. Hours passed, and as the moon hung high in the sky, the atmosphere shifted. The laughter faded, replaced by an uncomfortable silence. They decided to head back, but as they prepared to leave, a loud splash erupted nearby, followed by a series of violent thrashes. "What was that?" Sarah gasped, her face pale. Before anyone could respond, the water erupted as a massive creature surged toward the boat. It was unlike anything they had ever seen, a giant fish, its scales glimmering like metal under the moonlight, eyes like dark voids filled with rage. "Row! Row!" Jake yelled, panic flooding his voice. They scrambled to grab the oars, but the boat rocked violently as the creature rammed into the side, sending them sprawling. Ryan, trying to regain his balance, looked over the edge just in time to see the monstrous fish breach the surface. Its jagged teeth glistened, and it let out a haunting roar that reverberated through the night. "We need to get out of here," he screamed. Mia, frozen in terror, watched as the creature circled the boat, its shadow looming ominously beneath the water. "It's hunting us," she shouted, her voice trembling. Jake grabbed the engine starter, praying it would work. With trembling hands, he turned the key. The engine sputtered and died. Come on," He turned it again, desperation rising as the fish lunged, snapping its massive jaws just inches from the boat. Then, in a fit of fear, threw a fishing rod into the water, hoping to distract it. To their horror, the creature lunged for it, but it was just a momentary distraction. The boat rocked dangerously as it hit the side again, this time causing a small crack to form. "We're taking on water?" Sarah cried, fear etched across her face. They needed a plan, but all they could do was panic as the creature circled them, relentless and hungry. With adrenaline coursing through them, Jake finally got the engine roaring to life. "Hold on," he shouted, gripping the steering wheel tightly. He slammed the throttle, and the boat shot forward, leaving a trail of foam in its wake. But the creature was fast. It chased them, splashing violently as it lunged, snapping at the boat. Every roar sent chills down their spines. Just as they thought they were escaping, the fish rammed the boat again, harder this time. "We're going to capsize," Ryan yelled, scrambling to hold on. Mia spotted a small island in the distance. "There! We can make it to the island," she pointed, her voice barely audible over the chaos. "Everyone, brace yourselves." Jake steered toward the island, heart racing. The fish followed, undeterred, but they were gaining ground. They reached the island and jumped out, scrambling onto the rocky shore, just as the creature lunged for the boat one last time, flipping it over and sending it to the depths. Panting and terrified, the teenagers huddled together, watching as the massive fish circled the now empty boat, its dark eyes scanning the shore. They realized that they had crossed into its territory, a place where the creature ruled the waters. "Do you think it will leave us alone?" Sarah whispered, fear gripping her. "Let's hope so," Jake replied, glancing nervously at the lake. But as they settled into the shadows of the trees, they couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The night stretched on, filled with the sounds of the creature splashing in the water, its haunting roars echoing through the darkness. Hours passed, and the fog thickened around them. Exhausted, they tried to stay awake, but one by one, they succumbed to fatigue. Just before dawn, a blood-curdling roar shattered the silence, waking them in a panic. The giant fish had come ashore, its massive form looming just a few yards away. In that moment, they understood it wasn't just hunting, it was protecting its territory. "Run!" Jake shouted, and they sprinted through the trees, heart pounding. They stumbled across the shoreline, desperately searching for help as the creature crashed through the underbrush, relentless in its pursuit. Finally, they reached a nearby cabin, and with adrenaline fueling their fear, they pounded on the door. An old man answered, confusion etched on his face. "What's going on?" "Help us! There's a giant fish!" Ryan gasped, looking back as the creature emerged from the trees, its scales glistening menacingly in the morning light. The old man's expression hardened. "You kids shouldn't have come here. This lake holds secrets best left undisturbed." With the creature closing in, they scrambled inside the cabin, barricading the door. They could hear it thrashing against the walls, a furious reminder of the danger they had invited upon themselves. As the sun began to rise, they realized they had survived the night, but at what cost? They had trespassed into a realm of nightmares, and the lake would never forget. The old man turned to them, his voice grave. "You've seen the monster, and now it knows you. You can't outrun it forever." They were trapped, forever haunted by the shadows lurking beneath the surface, and the chilling truth that some waters are best left unexplored.